Hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. So to start, I wanted to ask both of you, when you're in a show like this that tells the perspective from two different stories for every single scene, how does that change your guys' approach since it's not really your perspective and you guys are just playing the characters' truths in any given moment?
That's absolutely right. You've
Yeah,
hit the nail on the head. So yeah, that's it's a balancing act of trying to serve the perspective. You are without being just a device, but you are, especially for example, if it's through Laura's eyes, you need to show what she sees with that relationship. So for me, it's what she sees going on with Daniel and Sherry might be more exaggerated, and vice versa. And it's almost like a pendulum swinging both ways when you switch it up, but it still has to live in the realms of what you've created for your character. So it leans one way than the other, depending on which perspective it is. But what I would say is it's really fun to be able to get to do both because you're showing uh well, you never get to do a scene and show two takes. Like one makes the
right.
edit,
Hmm.
and with this, we get to show a different flavor because it's a different retelling of that story of that event. Yeah, really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you said it. It's playing the truth in the moment. And I think that that's what we were able to react to. Some of it was in the writing, and sometimes from the different perspectives, certain lines would be removed or put in. And that just makes you realize that that's how sometimes people remember conversations and how they remember it differently from somebody else. So my personal view on the two perspectives, which I love about the show, is that it shows that it's not one or the other. It's actually both.
Mhm.
That's where the truth resides in both, and it's often the most lifelike, and also it's just a where there's conflict and struggle and complicated characters exist in this gray area.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask both of you because we're looking at it through perspectives. The father and son relationship is interesting because you're looking at it through a woman's eyes who thinks he's too close to his mother, or a mother who thinks Daniel hangs the world. So, how was it for you guys to work together to figure out what the reality is of this father and son dynamic?
We talked a lot about that because we actually wanted more stuff between the two of us to explore that relationship more. But it's I think it was a lot of it was just in the conversations that we would have offset would that relationship and the essence of the relationship would kind of gel once we got into the scene. But it was I think it's one of the things that Howard wants. He wants this validation of he's jealous of the relationship that Daniel has with Laura, and he wants to build on that. But that's part of the flaw that he has. He's kind of a victim of his own, bad parenting when it came to that, and now trying to make up for it.
Yeah, I think you see as well, like both Howard and Daniel, their view of Laura shifts kind of it we kind of go at the same time. Her behavior seems increasingly because we don't have all the context, we don't know what she's seeing. It seems increasingly out of character and
Yeah.
bizarre almost. We're both like, what is happening to mum? Like, and I think both uh both of these guys both recognize it in her and essentially I always saw it like we think something's going seriously wrong with her and because it's so out of it's so out of character.
Yeah, and it's, he says it, it's, it was always don't upset mom, don't, and that cycle of avoidance is what makes it all spiral out of control.
Mm. And even
Yeah.
but even though that their ideas might be aligned, you know,
Yeah,
Daniel and Howard don't necessarily have those conversations all the
yeah,
time because they're not as close as as uh as other there's some
yeah.
of the other relationships. So even though they're probably very much aligned, we're not seeing those conversations happen because well often. Men don't talk as
Yeah,
much. They're not great at talking about stuff.
Yeah. One for our last very, very quick thing I do have to say, Laurie, as the owner of a tuxedo cat, you played my favorite tuxedo kitty in all of the
Oh,
magical Mr. Mistopheles. And so I have to ask you, in the last 6 years, how many people have walked up to you and just been like, here's a picture of my cat that is named the magical Mr. Mistopheles. Mine's not named that, but I just want to know.
zero. No one's ever come up to me and said that. No one. You know what? No one ever comes. I think I must have the most unapproachable face in the world.
No.
No one ever comes up to me ever. Or like, people just, I mean, it's quite hard to tell it's me in that film.
I will never forget. I was like, I have to protect him and everything now because of
Oh,
the
bless you. Bless you. Oh,
That's sweet.
I
I
hope you're
loved
doing
this
well.
show. I loved the show a lot. I just sat and watched it in all one sitting because I was like, I need to know what happens. And so I can't wait for everyone else to get to see it. And thank you guys so much for talking with me today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you guys. Have a great one.
Bye
You
bye. Bye
too.
bye.
Bye.